Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Mommy Podcast, where we are getting into sleep training simplified today. So, what does that mean? Sleep training is the method of getting your child, your infant, to sleep through the night. Most kids wake several times throughout the night, and they do this up until they are sometimes toddlers. And you can implement something called sleep training to help your baby sleep through the night without needing you there to put them back to bed. Now, it might sound military to say, oh, I have to sleep train my baby and put them through this rigorous cycle. But what you are doing is you are teaching your baby that they can put themselves back to sleep and that they don't need you to do that. Up until this point, they have needed you to do that because when you bring your baby home, they are needing to eat throughout the night. They are needing to nurse or take a bottle. So you are going in, you are comforting them, you are filling their bellies, and then you are putting them back into their cribs after maybe rocking them or whatever. And they are now sleepy again and back to bed. So you are taking care of the, hey, this is how you go back to bed part for them. This sleep training is teaching them, you don't need me, you don't need milk at this point. You are going back to bed by yourself when you wake up. And now the interesting thing is, as adults, we actually often wake up in the middle of the night. We roll over, we shift positions, and then we fall back asleep. If you are somebody that likes to have a smartwatch to tell you about your health statistics and your routines, it will actually show you all of those minimal wake times that you have rolled over, maybe lifted your head up off the pillow and put it back down, that you have woken up in the middle of the night and you've put yourself back to bed. Now, as a baby, you don't know how to do this and you have to learn this. Most kids learn this as they just get older, but if you would like to, at 6 months and beyond, get your sanity back and sleep through the night and help establish that healthy sleep schedule for a child, you can take part in sleep training. So this is what we are teaching our babies. We are teaching them that they do not need us, that they can go back to bed when they wake themselves up. Now, this is not my method. I received I received a handful of different sleep training methods, giant PDFs, massive booklets, super overwhelming information. And I found that none of it worked because it was just too much until I came across Taking Cara Babies. And that's taking CARA babies. So Taking Care of Babies method worked. I've used it for all 3 of my children. I've told these Coles notes to a lot of my friends, and they have come back to me with tears in their eyes being like, oh my God, I can't believe it. My child is sleep trained after 3 nights. Like, they're over the moon and they wish that they had this information sooner. So that is what motivated this episode. And so it just made me realize that a lot of people might not know about sleep training. And if you do know about it, maybe you were like me and you got all this overload of information and it totally turned you off. So I'm here to turn you back on to sleep training and help you and your baby sleep through the night. Now, the sit back method is what Cara talks about. I don't even remember what that means, and I've done it 3 times. So I am giving the super quick and dirty version of her sleep training. What I would ask everybody listening, that if you need more information, if you're looking for good Q&As, good frequently asked questions, all of the what ifs, definitely go and invest in her program. It is an inexpensive program, and it is supporting a woman that is doing great things for mothers out there and babies. So Taking Care of Babies, let's get into the method. Now, like I mentioned, the sit back method, I don't remember what that means, but it's all of these things that generally have to do with you are popping in, you are briefly soothing your baby, and then you are leaving. Now, when your baby cries, you wait 5 minutes. The French call this le pause. And she says that in her sleep training, that you wait these 5 minutes. If they do not stop crying after 5 minutes, you go in, you rub their back clockwise or counterclockwise motion, whatever you want to do, rub their back, give them a couple of words of comfort. Mommy's here. You're all right. Time to sleep. You're okay. 30 seconds max, and then you leave. And then you go and you sit out there in front of a clock, or you look at your watch, you start a timer, and you wait for 5 minutes. They will keep screaming for 5 minutes. And then you go back in. After the 5 minutes, you do the same thing. You rub their back. You give them some words of encouragement that they can do this, that they are okay. You wait 30 seconds in their maximum doing this, and then you leave. And then you set your timer again, or you look at that little dial on the clock and you wait for 10 minutes this time. After 10 minutes, if they're still crying, you go back in, you rub their back, words of encouragement. Make sure you don't linger longer than 30 seconds. Get out of there. Go back in front of that clock. Now you're waiting 15 minutes. Now, usually your child will fall asleep by this time gap because at the culmination, you're closer to half an hour. So my kids would always fall asleep by this time the first night. Now they would wake up 2 or 3 more times in the night and I would have to redo this process. So what you're doing, baby cries, wait 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you pop in, words of encouragement, nice touches, mommy loves you, out of there in 30 seconds. Then you're waiting. After that 5 minutes goes on, you do 10 minutes. Pop in. How are you doing? You're okay. Pop back out. And then you wait and do 15 minutes. So I hope that makes sense. That is the easiest way that I can explain it. And now I'm saying 30 seconds because I remember her saying 30 seconds. However, I'm fairly sure that I lingered for a while. I'm pretty sure that I lingered for a minute and a half most times. I would rub their back until they were borderline sleepy again, and then I would leave. And then I would do my thing. So 5 minutes, if they're crying still, go back in. Crying still, after 10 minutes, go back in. After 15 minutes, go back in. Start the cycle again. Now, this happens for the first night. You're probably going to have 3 or 4 wakings. The second night, you're probably going to be up 2 times doing this. The third night, they should be sleeping through the night. 0 wakings, 12 hours of sleep. Because what you were doing, you were going in there, you are making sure that there is not a leg stuck in the crib or they have not thrown up everywhere or soiled themselves. You're checking those things as well with these pop-ins, but you are encouraging them to feel safe, to know that they are okay, and to go back to bed. And now that's it. There are a whole bunch of other questions you probably have now, and that is where I would encourage you to go and check out Taking Care of Babies. However, the pop-in minute, 5, 10, 15 minutes, quick comfort, go sit there, wait it out. It will work for you. It does work. I've done it 3 times and all of my kids sleep 12 hours through the night. I cannot believe how simple she made the whole process and how powerful it is. Now, I will say this. You can sleep train your baby fairly early on once they have hit their weight goals and your family doctor says they do not need night feedings anymore. You can start then. I never did that with my kids. I think I waited 8 or 9 months with all of them, actually. Yeah, with all of them. My last little one that just turned 1, she was only sleep trained a couple of months ago because I couldn't let it go. I just couldn't let it go. I didn't want to go in there and do it because I was enjoying going in, even though I was exhausted and everything, because I knew this was the last time that I was doing that. However, it got to a point where I got sick and I was miserable and she was screaming her head off. And it was like, I know that you're okay. I know that you don't need me. And now I don't have anything left in the tank to even enjoy this. So we are starting sleep training, and we did sleep training and we were both better off and happy for it. So with that said, you do sleep training on your schedule. You do sleep training when you are feeling like you are ready, when your baby is ready. It makes a world of a difference if you are not sleeping through the night to get that back and to have that clarity of mind, to have that focus, to have that energy, to have that feeling of calm that comes with a full night of rest. So I hope that this helps you. I hope that the Taking Care of Babies method inspires you to look into sleep training and maybe even to try it for yourself. And if you like this episode, please make sure to let me know and share it to someone else that is maybe struggling with their baby and sleep training. And know that you are not alone. No baby is a fabulous sleeper. And the ones that say, yeah, my baby sleeps 10 hours a night, no problem, right home from the hospital. Well, they always come back full circle. So maybe they are terrible teenagers. You never know what's coming down the pipe. Just embrace your journey, embrace where you are. Know that it is very, very challenging in the beginning. And a lot of that challenge comes from not being rested, not feeling like you can even really think. And you do have something within your power to change that. And it's called sleep training. So wherever you are out there in the world, I wanted to say thank you for listening. I have noticed that a lot of listeners are from Brazil, for this podcast, and I don't know how that happened. I think that's absolutely amazing. I love that it has reached that far. Thank you for everybody that has found it and is listening to it. And I will catch you back here with another episode soon. Take care. You're doing amazing. And you're bettering yourself every single day that you are learning more about motherhood and going through the motions of that new job. So if no one's told you you've done a great job lately, you are doing an awesome job. Talk to you soon.